is if you take your underwear and you like soak it in cold brew coffee. That'd be a good way to absorb the caffeine for the day.
Well, I did that this morning.
Do you have
me? Go ahead. You go.
Do you happen to know any old Hank Williams songs? Cause you see, I'm a dinosaur. Should have died out a long time ago. Hank Williams Jr.
Old Hank.
What's your opinion on
Young Hank?
What's your opinion on dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs, man. I mean, they cool.
Are they real?
They. I mean, come on. You look at a giraffe. They're real. Dinosaurs are still with us today, man.
See, that's what I'm pretty sure I said something about that last week. Like we have all these mythical creatures we create, but like, look at a giraffe. Like
giraffes are dinosaurs.
You're gonna tell me that doesn't sound fake?
A giraffe has a 40-foot neck, so yeah,
it's
a dinosaur.
It's like a yellow horse with brown spots.
I'm not convinced.
Oh, but the neck is 40 feet.
I'm not convinced that giraffes are even real. Like I think they've been doing CGI.
CGI. I've never seen a giraffe in real life. I also,
you know what? Neither have I, because they're fake.
I saw a video the other day. This guy talking about flat Earth theory. Okay, I'm not a flat earther. I'll just put that out there.
I literally am. That's one of the, you told me to bring some theories, and that's one of the two that I brought.
Okay, well, okay, we'll get to that later. But like,
okay.
This guy said he's like, they tell you the Earth is round, but have you ever personally seen the curvature of the Earth?
No,
I have not. I've never been up in space. I don't own my own satellite, so how do I know?
Well, I'll explain to you why it's flat later when we get into that.
Why don't we just go ahead and get into it?
Okay, we can get into it now.
Yeah. Let's talk about some conspiracy theories. Dylan, what are some conspiracy theories that you believe?
Well, I only believe in two, Zach.
Okay. Hit me.
One is that the Earth is flat.
Whoa.
We live on a disc.
That's
Kyrie Irving told me so. And two, the moon landing never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen. It was fake. Where do you want to start? Which one do you want to start with?
So I got three.
Okay.
My first one, I will agree with you. I think the moon landing was fake.
Okay.
That's not a joke. That is a genuine belief that I have.
Me too.
Because at that time in history, it's like, we were racing with the Russians to space. Why that was a race? Why that was important to freaking anybody? I don't know.
And we just happened to win.
Yeah, we just happened to, I don't believe in that.
Me neither.
I'm gonna go. The JFK assassination, 100% was the CIA.
Well, okay, yeah, okay. I guess that is actually because for a second I was thinking like conspiracy just meant that it was fake, and I was like, he definitely died. But
I mean, he
you're
was shot
right.
by somebody.
The conspiracy was okay. So I get what you're saying. The CIA, it actually might have been behind that. I don't know much about that.
It was an inside job.
I've never learned much about that.
And another one. It's not a super popular one, but it's starting to kind of grow. The richest man in the world, I don't think we actually know who it is. Like I think like guys like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, like they have a crazy amount of money, but I think they're just kind of like a front. Like people will say, "Oh, these guys like the richest," and there's people behind them that have like way more money and are just like pulling strings for like big corporations and governments.
Well, I don't know about way more, but I definitely do think that probably the richest person we don't know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I was that rich, and I say that I'm freaking broke, so I don't actually know, but if I was that rich, I think I wouldn't want people to know either, because I wouldn't want everybody hitting me up for money. And people just to know, because I'd probably get, it's probably easier to get assassinated for being super rich than doing crime. You're probably quicker. It's probably a quicker death sentence to be like just an out in the open billionaire than it is to be like, I don't know, a murderer or something.
Yeah. So if me and Dylan don't post next week, you know why? The government came and got us because we know too much.
Yeah, and we have way too much money for them to even handle.
Yeah,
obviously.
That's why we have this nice fold-out table in our Walmart microphones.
Yeah, that is exactly why.
I want to know some reasoning behind your flat Earth theory.
That's what I was about to ask you, but I'll go ahead and give you mine. So the reason I believe that the Earth is flat, okay, first of all, nothing's falling off the Earth, okay, because
no, start with the
no, seriously, because look, if the Earth was round, and they say China is on the other side of the Earth, right? Mm-hmm. So that would mean that either we were on top or they were on top, and say we're on top. Because, I know that we are, at least because we're up. If they were actually on the other side and it was round, they would literally just fall off the bottom. So that's reason number one. We have like water evaporation. Have you ever witnessed evaporation? You know what that is?
Yeah.
So it's like when it rains. I'm going to explain it to you just in case you don't know. Okay. So when it rains and then the water gets sucked back up into the clouds, it always goes up, don't it?
Yeah.
Because there's only one direction is up. Kyrie Irving told me so, that the Earth is flat.
Okay.
And I believe that another reason is because, well, there's no pictures of the Earth from outer space. There's never been a picture of like this. And you know what? And I know what you're about to say. Yes, there are satellites. There's never actually been a camera in outer space. And any picture that, may create the propaganda that the Earth might be rounded.
That's a good word.
Spherical in outer space. Those are doctored photos, and they're not real.
Okay.
The Earth is flat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I made that statement of like I've never personally seen the curvature of the Earth.
No, you have not.
But then I also go back to why would they lie about that? Like, what do they gain from that?
So they can control our minds, so we don't take them over.
Okay. Yeah,
that's obviously the first reason.
That's a good one.
A second reason could probably be, how people talk about aliens and UFOs, whether they're real. Mm-hmm. They're obviously real, and they're hiding directly underneath Earth, and that's why they don't want us to see. That's why they don't want us to get curious and look underneath, because that's where they're hiding all the aliens. Because I believe the government actually is in with the aliens, and they're underneath the Earth.
Yeah.
So why do you not believe in the moon landing, Zach? Seem like a crazy conspiracy theorist.
It just I don't know.
I will say this: it's kind of strange that we went
and we've never
and
been
just
back.
Quit going.
Yeah,
like it's kind of weird. You spend all this time, all this money getting to the moon, just like you said, so we can beat Russia, and then we're done. We're just not going.
That's another thing that blows my mind.
Also,
NASA?
My uncle had a telescope, and I remember one night he told me, he said, "Son, I ain't never seen a flag on the moon in my telescope." And they said there's a flag there, but it ain't.
That's another thing. NASA, like they launch rockets and satellites all the time, and they don't work. Like they have like failed launches all the time, and I get it. Like.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
When you don't succeed, try again. But
it happened in 1967.
No. What I'm saying is like whenever we're developing like new rockets and we just kind of launch them, it's like you spent $100 billion, $100 million of taxpayer money to build that thing. You shot it up. It was in the air for 12 seconds and exploded. And then everyone at NASA was like, well, back to the drawing board. I'm like, what?
Well, what I think is crazy is that like even
if I don't pay my taxes, they hunt me down. So they launch more.
In 2022, we can't make it up there, but they made it in the 60s.
No,
is that not really like? Technology wasn't far along. I don't even know if they had. They had color TVs already, but barely.
I wonder if it was like
if you can't mass produce a color TV yet. You're telling me you can build a rocket to go freaking thousands of miles into the outer space, and you're not going to get burned alive in the atmosphere?
I wonder if it was like they actually had the technology to do it,
And the fact that they had Buzz Lightyear
yeah.
on that rocket, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then
He's
Toy Story
fake.
was released in what, like 99?
Yeah, he's literally fake.
You're gonna tell me they just knew like 30 years before?
Yeah, he's fake.
But like I wonder if it was like they actually had the technology to send people to the moon, or they just kind of did it, and then now we look back and we're like, I have no idea how that worked. We just shot in the dark and something happened. People came back alive.
Okay, but
which I mean a bunch of crews didn't,
but they made it out.
Yeah.
And made it back. Nobody else even made it anywhere near out, I don't think. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean that's a valid enough point for me to believe that it's fake.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories around the good old Corona 19.
Yeah.
I think there's so many conspiracies I can't even keep up with them.
Oh yeah, no, I don't delve very deep into them, but I know that most people that believe them are off their rocker. So, and I mean, like, if you have the time to come up with it, like, you're probably not. Most people coming up with them probably just do it, and they make themselves believe it because they don't have anything else to believe. Because I mean, they don't have, they probably don't have work to get up for. I'll say that. Like these people that are coming up with it.
I remember when COVID was like,
not that I have work to get up for either. Okay, I just want to put that. I just want to clear the air. We're in the same boat. Okay, so.
I remember when COVID like first became a really big thing. Like COVID was first, like it was in the United States. And, like it would make like big news. It'd be like, oh, there's one case in West Tennessee.
Yeah, one case.
And it would make like big news.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like a big deal. And around that time was around when everything started kind of like shutting down. And I got a job. at our local grocery store. And probably a couple weeks later, like everything like completely shut down. Like COVID was widespread. It was in every city in the U.S. Like everything like hard lockdown. Yeah. So you had like all the restaurants were like drive through only, but you have to. We put your food on the ground and then you drive up and grab it, or like grocery stores were open. And I remember for like that first week, there was no guidelines. There was no, apparently people before that didn't know you're supposed to wash your hands, but there was no like guidelines like stay 6 feet apart, wear a mask. It was just like COVID is deadly, stay in your house unless you got to go out, and that's a death trap.
Yeah.
And so I remember people like coming into Food City. There was this one lady, I could not help but laugh, and she saw me laugh and she got mad, but it was so funny. She walked in, she had a trash bag over her body. She had cut out armholes like it was a shirt, and then she had like saran wrapped her whole arm, and then had gloves like duct taped to that. She had a plastic baggie over her head. The funny thing is, the only thing that wasn't covered on her body, she literally had plastic baggies around her shoes. The only thing that wasn't covered was her face.
Oh my god!
And they came out like a week later, and they're like, "Yeah, cover your face. That's all you need covered."
Yeah, dude, like what? Dude, it probably took her an hour to get that ready just to go to the grocery store.
She was probably so heated when they're like, yeah, just wear a mask, you'll be good.
Well, yeah, that, and hopefully she was embarrassed. I hope that she was embarrassed. I mean, it's like, I remember that seeing, like, I remember we had a teacher that wore like a beekeeper suit to school or something like that. It like, all this, the science teachers were pretty serious about it, and they didn't want anything to do with it. I remember, So we co-worked with a guy who thought that like coronavirus came from 5G, and you remember that dude? He cleaned the store at nighttime. Yeah. So he literally believed that coronavirus came from 5G, and he thought that like there were like wizards in the routers doing Wi-Fi or something. Like he like did not believe in anything, dude. Like anytime you had a conversation with him, he would just bring up something even more insane than the last time, and you would just be like, "That's the craziest freaking thing I've ever heard."
and you go back and talk to the next time, and you're like, "Okay, who just topped it?"
Yeah, okay, now that's the craziest freaking thing I've ever heard. And it's just like, and like after a few conversations, it's like, yeah, man, I get why you work night shift, like, or maybe it's like I get night shift has done this to you. I get
why you come in when we close and you leave when we open.
Yeah,
like,
I understand why you're not interacting with people. Like I get it.
Also, masks were so weird. It's like whenever they told everyone to wear masks and stay at home. Like we live in the South. Like 90% of people around here are conservative.
Yeah.
Like on the more liberal side, pretty much everyone wore a mask. But on the conservative side, it was like split down the middle, and there was no rhyme or reason of which side you took.
Yeah, there was like half and half worldwide, and then inside of like just the right, there was another half and half.
And it was like this half was, if I put on a mask, like this is gonna kill me way faster than COVID ever will.
Stuff,
and then the other half are like, I try to get people to like, go on a hike, hang out. I'm like, dog, I promise you I'm not sick. I would know. And they're like, nope, can't leave my house. I'm like, what? Okay.
Dude, I remember I hung out with this group of people, and, I'm probably about to get, canceled for this, obviously, but I hung out with this like group of kids, and we would play basketball together a lot. And I remember it was like everything was shut down. It was like the only thing we had to do was play basketball. Yeah. So I remember I got like contact traced at school. Where it was like somebody close to me got COVID, and like we had like assigned seats and stuff. So I was like too close to them. So I got contact traced, and I went and took a COVID test. Didn't get my results back yet. And my friends were like, "Hey, you trying to come play basketball?" And I was like, I think I might have COVID. And they were like, all right, you trying to come play basketball? And I went and played basketball, dude, with like 20 people. So I might have been. Hey, but you know what is kind of crazy about COVID? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but before I forget, one of the first like U.S. cases, one of the first national ones was actually really close to us. It was in like Maryville, and it was like these two rich people. They were on a cruise in like the Bahamas or something, or like Japan. I don't know, something crazy. Yeah. And they came back, and they were like, yeah, we have the first cases in Tennessee. They're quarantined, and then it was like obviously everybody in Tennessee had it like soon after that. But
that's
I remember
a weird
that
flex
was pretty
to
crazy.
have.
Yeah, and I was in English class when I found out about that. So
do you think they get a plaque for that?
I hope so.
I would make my own plaque.
I remember the whole sports universe hated Rudy Gobert because he like apparently gave it to a bunch of people, but he was just playing basketball.
That like touched all the mics or whatever.
Yeah. He did that after those a troll.
Yeah, school was like really weird whenever we went back because they had all these COVID policies that were like very strictly enforced, but none of them made sense, and everyone knew they didn't make sense, but they still had to enforce them.
Yeah,
like all of the sports players, like you couldn't be contact traced if you got these little plexiglass dividers. Okay, and it was straight up. It was straight up like this piece of plexiglass that went like this and came like those things you got in the third grade.
It was held up with like a 1/4-inch PVC pipe, just like zip tied to it.
It was like those things you would get in the third grade, like those cardboard things in the third grade. You get so you didn't cheat off each other. Yeah. It was literally that, except it was plexiglass, and it was the dumbest thing because it literally didn't do anything, but it kept all like
you literally just do this.
Yeah, it kept all the players from getting contact traced.
You could just go.
I remember I walk in the lunchroom, right, and there's this girl. The table's right here. She got that plexiglass up. She's sitting 4 feet back from it, back here. Just talking to all of her friends who are around her, and like the plexiglass is next to her. Yeah. She's talking to all the people right here, and it's like if they all got COVID, she was clean.
Well, yeah, she had her COVID shield, dude. You can't get COVID through PVC and plexiglass.
It was the funny. It was so
dude.
dumb.
That was so good. And I remember masks were like a big deal. Like they enforced it like hard at our school, and like people would try to like walk around without them, or they would do the chin strap where they had them down below. And nobody,
hey,
yeah, people.
You trying to kill everybody?
They would have like a heart attack over it. But yeah, it was like everybody that it. I think they had like certain kids like. I guess it was probably like the football team or whatever, and they said that like you can either wear a mask or you can carry around your COVID shield, and you can't get contact trace. So they just had like they were just all carrying around plexiglass. It was the funniest thing ever. But
so Dylan, whenever you wake up in the morning, a good way to get your day going is if you take your underwear and you like soak it in cold brew coffee. That'd be a good way to absorb the caffeine for the day.
Well, I did that this morning
because it's like a double whammy. Because like when you put it on real early, it's nice and cold, and that'll give you that shock. But then also, you absorb the caffeine throughout the day.
I did it today, and I feel pretty energized.
Yeah,
I do that probably 2 out of 3 days.
That's a good way to
in a week.
That's a good way to start your day every day.
Yeah, it is. Before we get too far off of COVID. Wait, did you have something you were going to say about that, or
No,
you just thought of that?
Okay. I was just thinking about that.
So before we get too far off of COVID, I want to talk about sickness and like, have you ever had sickness?
I've ever had generally I'm a really healthy person. Like I usually get a cold every year, but as far as like getting the flu, throwing up, I actually have the flu right now. No, that's a joke.
Really?
I haven't been like super sick in a long time.
Oh, by the way, my sister has the flu. That's why I came over here.
Okay.
I have this thing. Well, actually, I haven't been to the doctor in like 3 years. Or 2 years now. I was 17, and now I'm +2. So I haven't been to the doctor since then. But I got the same. I got chronic obesity right now. Okay, and I can't beat it. I can't figure out how to beat it.
Yeah.
I just wondered, do you have any medical advice that you could give me for that?
The cold brew underwear are definitely good.
Okay. Is that a metabolism booster?
Yeah. Injecting bleach. I'm pretty sure Trump said that once.
Oh, then it's got to be true. Trump said it. Yeah, it's got to be true.
Taco Bell actually has a vegetarian menu.
Really?
Give that a try.
Hey, bro. I mean, I've tried like everything, and nothing's really working. I remember I tried working out for a while, but it didn't work. It was only temporary. Like it worked, and then I quit working out, and I gained a bunch of weight back. So I don't think it works very well for me.
I did CrossFit for like 3 weeks, and I got that tattooed on my back that I did CrossFit for 3 weeks.
Really? Dude, people that do CrossFit make it their whole entire life. Like it's in their like their Instagram bio.
It's also
like dude, you're working out. Like
it's also like I don't care if you do CrossFit and you think it's the best thing in the world. It is horrible for you.
Oh, really?
CrossFit, unless you were like a master and and you've been doing it for years and you're really good at it. First of all, you gotta do it wrong for years before you can figure out how to get it right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've ever done CrossFit, you really know anything about CrossFit. It's just like this really intense workout routine. But I'm gonna put 20 minutes on the clock and you gotta do that whole routine in 20 minutes. So it's like you're working out, but you're working out as fast as you can. So it's like the risk that you get injured goes through the roof.
Yeah, and that's why I don't work out. It's exactly because of the CrossFit, and I feel like it's just too much. I don't like peer pressure. I feel like it's too much pressure.
Yeah, me and Dylan
on me
stay
to work out
healthy by
fast.
not working out.
Yeah, and I just had some Zaxby's loaded fries before this, and I got sipping on this nice Dr. Pepper over here. I don't know why I'm fat, but CrossFit people I think are like the ultimate one-uppers.
Yeah,
every CrossFit person I've ever met brags that they're like they talk about the fact they do CrossFit, and they just remind me of those people that like if you're ever having a bad day and you try to like vent to somebody, you're like, yeah, man, my girlfriend just cheated on me. They'll be like, yeah, well, my girlfriend cheated on me 6 times yesterday. Thanks, man. Like glad you've glad you're
I got into
you're a good person to talk to.
I got into an argument this morning with my dad. Yeah, my dad died. It's like, okay, well,
thanks, man.
Sorry, I guess, dog.
Yeah, it's like thanks for being there for me. Thanks for being able to relate.
Yeah.
I failed my test. Yeah, I failed 8 tests yesterday.
I can't afford school.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go to school.
That was
I got kicked out. I got kicked out of my test. How does that feel? It's like, well, thanks, bro. I'll make sure to never come back and talk to you again. And that's just what CrossFit people remind me of.
I was thinking about this yesterday. I saw this video, and I'm sure you've seen videos like this. And it's like there's this like piano that's in like a mall or something like that. It's just in like a really public place.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
You'll have like a janitor or like a construction worker sit down like vest and hard hat and everything and just like start playing some crazy Mozart.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those like heartwarming moments. Like you see somebody who's kind of like on the more like the margins of society. Just like showing this almost lost art. And they're really good at it or whatever. But like a piano in a public place, like a mall, on the street of a big city, like in a subway or something like that, like
that's a big risk.
While it's cool for those videos, that's only 1% of the time. The other 99% of the time, I'm sure that piano is the literal worst thing in the world to have near you in a public place. Can you imagine working near a public piano? Like it's gonna be mostly like the little kids are running up to it, just like banging on as hard as they can. Like if you've ever been to like church that has access to like piano or drums or something like that, you know that as soon as a little kid gets a chance, they're gonna run up there and they're just gonna play it as loud as they possibly can.
Yeah,
and they do it every time.
Yeah, for sure.
Or like those white moms that learned a song when they went to piano lessons at 11, and they'll just like walk up and play Hot Cross Buns or whatever, and they just like. That's just like their thing.
Thanks, guys. Give it up. Give it up for me.
I play that 12 times just for you guys. Just for all you. Did anybody record that? I can put on a hard hat. I'll do it again.
You know what? It's okay. Something else that makes me like think of, which this is like maybe a little bit of a stretch, but something that reminds me of is like fashion shows.
Yeah.
Because, and I actually have no idea why this reminded me of that, but fashion shows, don't they have like the worst clothes that you've ever seen in your life? It doesn't make any sense. That's like. It's like the premium, like high level clothing, because it's like all like the worst stuff. And notice you've never seen any clothes on a runway that you've seen in public, because nobody's going to wear it ever.
Well, actually, I saw a video on that the other day, and whenever designers make those like really dumb clothes that it's like nobody's ever going to wear that, that's actually like the equivalent to like a car company making like a concept car. You know how like every year Ford will come out with a car that's like self-driving, like the doors, like, you know, you push a button, they like disintegrate, and then you push another button and they just like reappear or something like that, and it's like all the seats are like a limousine, or like those dumb cars that's like that looks really cool, but that'll never be a real thing. It's like the same thing. It's just like the concept cars of fashion.
Well, screw me, I guess.
In other news, Kim Kardashian is getting $200,000 in child support monthly from Kanye West.
Are you being serious?
Yes. They settled it the other day.
Oh my gosh. That is just so heartwarming.
I forgot we had those effects. It's still going. How long does this play for?
Kim, I want you to know something. You earned it. You earned it.
How long does this last?
And I love you, and we're here. 30% off supports you. All right. What were you saying?
So Kim Kardashian.
By the way, I'm single, baby. So are you.
She's getting,
I think,
$200,000 a month in child support. Now, I don't know how child support works. I've not
had to do it for a while, so
I'm not knowledged in that, but like I have heard that it's like unfair towards males typically, and
isn't everything
that sealed the case for me right there. There's 3 kids.
Yeah.
3. 2, that's literally a like fully stocked G-Wagon every month. Yeah. What are those kids doing that cost $200,000 a month?
Well, okay, so that's one thing, okay? Yeah. But the next layer down from that is that it's freaking Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, what
she already has that.
I'm pretty sure
more.
I'm pretty sure she has more money than Kanye now because he lost all those deals.
Yeah, she's like a billionaire and he's not.
Yeah.
So she does have more money than him. She doesn't need
What does she need child support for? Isn't child support like oh, I'm a single mom, I'm gonna make it on my own now. Oh, here's
I think
the government's like, here, you can have some money.
I think that's what it was meant for, yeah. But these days, man.
Women. Kim Kardashian. No, yes.
Crowd love that one, Zach.
I forgot. Oh yeah, we have a live studio audience. So if you want to be part of that audience next week, email us.
Emails. You can literally just come sit here and watch us.
we have a whole couch. We can turn the couch around.
Yeah, right now it's facing the other direction, but you can face us.
Yeah.
We have 2 couches.
I think
we have 5 chairs.
I got root beer in the fridge.
We got root beer.
Free root beers.
We got snacks. We got dog treats.
You can talk to my dog if he doesn't want to eat you.
Yeah, and we won't have to use these effects anymore. You can just do it for us.
Yeah,
and we'll have a sign that says when to laugh and clap and stuff.
we'll pay you.
We'll pay you in dog treats.
With some of Kim Kardashian's child support. I'm sure she'll loan us some.
She'll give it to us, man. Kim, I love you, baby. If you ever need some help, let me know.
There's something I will say. My boy Dylan,
Slide my DMs.
he's prettier than Pete. It's a low bar.
Dang right.
It's a low bar, but
Pete might be more successful. He might be, some would say better looking. Some would say more talented.
maybe the second, but
they wrong, bro. I'm the one. He doesn't have the love for you that I do.
Mm.
I've been in love with you. It's the day I was born.
Are you crying?
End it, Zach. End it.
Okay, this has been 30% off.